in analyzing the data. And later on, we have elaborately discussed about the various various procedures and how the industry has tackled the big data concepts, means big data challenges, like by implementing grid computing, cloud computing, virtualization, data-aware appliances, kind of stuff. And then we are in the verge of defining the big data. So in today's session, we will be trying to understand the big data, and then we try to see what is the revenue that is being forecasted in this area, and how different organizations have incorporated big data and its ecosystem technologies into their plan, and how the different products are being developed and marketed. And we will quickly walk through the different domains how the big data is being implemented. We will be seeing that for today. Okay. Now, so big data, in this particular slide we are seeing big data is a small equation. A big data is a transactions, interactions, and all observations put together. It is a big data. Suppose, my friend, let us give a small synopsis. Like, you are purchasing a particular car. So when you purchase a car from a showroom, they will take all your inputs, and after a certain period, you will be starting receiving the some kind of services, coupons to you, and also reminders of service of the car, service to the car, and also some kind of upgrades that you can make up to the car, kind of stuff. So means the initiation, means when you initiate a transaction with any retail domain, or in fact in these days if you initiate a transaction, there is a lot of background that has been going on the transactions, and then they will arrive, oh, this particular consumer has got these things, and thereby you will be provided a lot of services, and also that internally generate revenue to the organizations. Mean, just you initiate a particular transaction, or when you initiate an interaction with the consumer, you will be getting a lot of things. Means the data that is being generated is stored, and background on this particular transactional data, there is an some other systems which are working on it, and then give some kind of insight about this one. Suppose, for example, if you download a particular iTunes from Apple site, so next time when you log in into that particular site, the means depending upon your previous transactions, now you will get, the moment you log in into the iPhone or iSite Apple site, you will be getting the tunes which are very near to your taste. Let's say I have downloaded some ABC album with a music director with XYZ name, and with some of the singers with a 1, 2, 3. So if I take this combination, and I have purchased one iTunes or from album, so when next time when I log in, I get the combinations of these music director and singer and the composer all put together. What are the different iTunes that are available in these combinations, which are very near to my taste, will display it first. So that's how, means when you interact, when you trigger a particular transaction on the site, some background analysis is going on, and the next time when you log in, you are getting your data that is very near to you. Means that is how the content management is being done on these particular transactions and project the future sales. Of course, they are not forcing you to buy, but they are provoking you to buy. For example, I know most of us have been experienced this kind of stuff. When you shop something online, so you will be getting bottom, you will be getting some kind of transactions like 30% people or 80% people purchase these accessories. You might be interested in these too. Suppose if I plan to purchase a particular mobile on phone, at the fag end I will be ended up with purchasing the accessories also. Why? Because they just advertise it. So though you have mentally prepared to purchase only mobile, but you are ending up purchasing some accessories along with that. How? Because the organization is earning it, and at the same time customer is also benefiting out of it. So in this way, though you are not prepared to purchase else things, you are ending up purchasing that. In that way, the revenue is being generated. The revenue is being generated in that way because they are not provoking you. They are just advertising that, hey, this is the analytics, this is what we have. So you might be interested. So slowly you will be taking that one too. In that way, the revenue will be generated from the organization on that aspect. So these transactions and interactions have been taken, and they will take your some of the personal, some of the details, and then slowly you will be getting the calls from the customer endpoint about services, offering some services on it, or whatever the required services that the product can have. So, but someone is watching it, right? So when you do that, some transactions, all the transactions are being monitored and all the transactions are being analyzed, and the next time you are getting the better services to you. So that actually led the data to be a wealth. So data is wealth these days. Without data there is nothing. So you have wealth, abundance amount of wealth is there. Only thing is that how smart you are turning that wealth into revenue. So my friends, big data, like when you see this particular graph shows on the y-axis we have the number of bytes or storage that is being increasing. On the x-axis you have the variety of the data and complexity involved in the data, analyzing that particular data set. Now, somewhere around, let us start at this point, during 2000 or early 2000s, your ERP came into picture. Somewhere around 1995-96, your ERP, your PeopleSoft was the first ERP. So which was targeting for only inventory management systems and automation of retail domain, like your purchases, sales, and payment record and the management of inventory is been done by enterprise business plan. That was the first ERP. So which was huge success to the retail domain, and slowly they incorporated customers relationship management. So CRM module has been incorporated into this particular module. Now, when CRM came into picture, offers details, customer touches, support contacts, and also segmentation of the products is been done. So whereby the ERP package has got one more module into it. So when one more module was incorporated into the existing small ERP, the amount of data that was working is increased from megabytes to gigabytes. So GBs of data was performed, and naturally when different sources, different types of data sets, different types of modules are being incorporated into the existing system, the complexity in storing the data, complexity in analyzing the data is increasing. Now the organizations want to perform geographically distributed way. Means you want the data, means you want to perform the contents in different way. So now that led to the web development. Means I want to manage all my products in one warehouse, and online shopping came into picture. So somewhere around 2003 to 2010 or 2005, you got web enablement to all the retail domain and different domains. So this led to get huge amount of data sets, and that huge amount of data set are there, and at the same time you have web logs, offer history, and dynamic pricing depending upon the geographical way and depending upon the from the distributions whom you are purchasing. The dynamic pricing is being taken, and search marketing and behavior targeting. Behavior targeting is a very big site and a very big area of research and analysis is going on. Means what kind of products that you can sell in a particular country, and within a country what are the different products that can be targeted to a targeted audiences. So you need to identify a particular audience and their behavior and their sentiment analysis, and then depending upon their sentiment and analysis, sentiment and behavior, you are going to project those products that are very near to that particular region. So in this way, the revenue will be generated. So the web enablement of these particular products, the amount of data that is being generated by different servers has increased from gigabytes to terabytes. Of course, the data variety is being increased. Now, earlier we were having only the textual data, but now you are getting audio, video data set on top of it. So therefore, the variety is increased, whereby let it go complexity in analyzing the data too. Now we are in this particular area. So we are in the big data. So we have RFIDs, we have mobile web, means a lot of things can be done through mobile too. Means if you have a data plan and you have a some kind of apps that have been downloaded specific to that particular site, you can means the whole world is in your palm, and then you will be getting a lot of GPS coordinates. Means whenever you're traveling, you have a GPS, and that has got a lot of data movements depending upon the coordinations and depending upon your movement. The GPS will load the content. And you have, we already discussed about YouTube, like holding high definition video, audio, and images and kind of stuff. So this led to the means various organizations wants to collect feeds from different social networking sites about their reviews. Because how you can make your product better only by taking reviews. So how people, consumers are posting reviews. So naturally in the social networking sites or e-commerce business sites. So those reviews are being captured. So how you get those reviews? In the form of feeds. How you get those feeds? When you get and some kind of with the help of logs, you will be getting the feeds. So log analysis is one of the big place to analyze what are the reviews that we got in various systems and various sites. So in that way, it has increased. This means the data that we are going to store is increased to petabytes, and the complexity and the variety of the data is also increased too much. So this is about the concept of the big data. So in short, in a nutshell, we can say big data is a combination of transactions, interactions, and observations put together. It is a big data. So there is one more ideal means definition for big data is any data that is not which you cannot store in a single system or in a single network. If a particular data is growing beyond your storage capacity of a particular small of a particular system or a particular highly configured servers, and beyond it is going, then that particular data is called big data. So mostly the transactional data, interactive data, and also your historical data enforces you the big data concepts. And mostly the data whatever that we speak in and around big data is unstructured, semi-structured data. And 80% of the market these days, when we want to process anything, the data is in a semi-structured content. When I say semi-structured, it is a flat file, it is a text file, and 80% of big data, Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies are running on the textual data. The textual data can be a flat file, it can be an XML, it can be a JSON, or any representation of the data, it can be. Okay. So that's about the big data concept. Now, so any technology to be more popular, my friends, two things will play a key role in it. One is the revenue that the organization means. One is from the business perspective. What is the revenue that if the technology is giving to us? Means how my organization is benefiting out of it. Means what is the added value they for a particular business. So by incorporating a particular technology, what is the business value I am adding it to? So that counts first. Second thing is that revenue perception. So from this particular slide, of course, it is pretty older slide now. So I have taken this particular revenue from one of the forecasts that is being reported in net. So this worldwide data, technology and services revenue segmentation is being given, and from 2010 to 2015, the compound annual growth rate is reported here. Now we fall under software. So in 2010, the revenue was forecasted around $1,062.3 million. Now, by end of 2015, it is close to it is close to $5,000 million. So a compound annual growth rate of 34.2% is been recorded in software, in the area of software itself. Means it can be an open source, it can be an all the ecosystem technologies, Hadoop and all these things. So that's the reason the billing for big data, Hadoop and its ecosystem technology these days is pretty high when compared to any other technologies. So that's one thing. And moreover, big data, Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies are treated as an niche technologies. These are upcoming technologies, and moreover they save a lot of money to the organizations wherever they implement it. And overall, just not only the software, but you require servers, you require storage capabilities, you require networking of things and any other aligned services that are required. So if you put together, overall there is a 40% annual growth rate is recorded from the 2010 to 2015. So but this figure is just a forecast, but the actual figures is far more than this, because when this particular revenue segmentation was done, only few IT notches are big giants like Google, Microsoft, or you can take Yahoo or Facebook, Netflix, and kind of. So a couple of IT giants were taken into consideration, but by 2014 and 2015, lot of mid-segment organizations are also implementing the big data areas, big data tools to for storage perspective. So when mid-segment and when service-based organizations like oh, isn't it? Am I not audible? Am I not audible? Hello?
It's fine for me, sir.
Yeah, even from me.
I hear fine.
Mohit? Yeah, Mohit, I think there's some problem with your mic set or audio. Let me do it. Okay. Now, so in this way, the revenues are being there. Now, from revenue perspective, it is pretty bigger. It's very good figures, and see 40% compound annual growth rate is not a small amount. It's a very good thing. It's a very good percentage too. But now coming to the implementation part. If a particular technology, why only Hadoop, or why a particular technology is being, why this kind of technology is used? what technologies will be adopted by organizations. Now, let us focus on that particular point also before going to different organizations, how big data is being taken care. Now, if I am proposing a particular technology, let's say I am proposing XYZ technology to the IT world. Hey, I am proposing this one. All the IT gens will accept that. How? Provided if a particular technology is very easy, is not only easy, but yes, first of all they will see what kind of additions or what kind of value I am going to add to the business. That's the first motto of behind encouraging a particular technology. That's the first one. If it is adding a value to the existing business, now how easy or how fast I can go with the technology, means how fast my existing business can gel with that particular technology. If I propose a particular technology with very huge high features and very easy to learn, but it is not adding any value to the existing business, that technology is not going to be accepted. If I am going to give a particular highly valued a particular technology will be giving a lot of values to the business, and it is leaps and bounds the business will be generating the revenue, but learning that particular technology is very tough. It is the rocket science. Even that particular technology is also not going to be implemented. So whenever we propose a particular technology, the technology at least it should be moderately easy to adopt, or at least with some kind of roundabouts or some kind of workarounds. If you are able to gel well with that particular technology, that is accepted, provided it is going to give some value to the business. So this makes our technology so much popular. So these technologies are, we have the big data technology landscapes are being taken up by Oracle, Teradata, Cloudera, Hortonworks, MapR, Pivot, and some of the other organizations are also there. So we already know that Oracle and Teradata are very popular, right? They already proved their mettle in the market. Oracle, we know it's a very famous for implementing or storing the structured data, and lot of the mid-segment organizations blindly go with Oracle. If at all they want to store anything, they just go with Oracle and store it. So Oracle is very famous and is very user friendly in storing structured data. But when the clients are facing, or when the clients are getting the data that is semi-structured and unstructured data, your Oracle is not capable of doing it. Your existing Oracle is not is not able to store semi-structured data. When I say Oracle is not able to store the semi-structured data, immediately you can ask, hey Raghav, Oracle has got a blob and a club in them as a data types. We are able to store it. Yes, my friends, you are able to store it, but there is a limitation to it. Blob, you can store a complete text content in a club, but blob, yes, I am able to store the audios. I am able to store videos in my blob. Yes, you are able to store it, but there is a limitation for storage. Blob and club are introduced as a data types in Oracle to address the storage of big data. Means some kind of data set, not so big, but yes, I have a particular record and but that particular record has got 100 pages content to be stored. Yes, that 100 pages content will be stored in cloud. Yes, I am storing it. That 100 pages complete content can be stored in a particular cloud, and you can store it as in a record. But there is a limit. I am getting XML. Yes, the whole XML I want to store. Yes, I want to store. I will store the whole XML as a cloud in my Oracle. Absolutely, you can store it. But there is a limitation. Basically, Oracle, the design of Oracle is not means architecture or design of the Oracle is not suitable to store massive amount of semi-structured and unstructured data. When Oracle has came up with RDBMS, and when it is proven it, at that point in time, whole world was implementing or storing the data in a structured way. That was only the motto. Just automating the content, automating the existing business was the motto, and Oracle has taken up, hey, we are going to store this in a structured way. RDBMS concept by NCORS rule is being implemented, and they are able to store the data. But now we are far mature. Day in and day out we are getting lot of different types of data. Data types are changing, but in Oracle you have only prescribed, predefined data types. When you are getting something different from the existing data type, Oracle cannot store it. That's the problem. Means when there is a change over in the type of data, in the representing the data and getting the data, naturally the old technology or whatever that you are banking on are slowly vanishing. So that made the from schema based content, they have to focus on the storing the semi-structured and unstructured data too. Means when you are getting a wide variety of the data, the existing schema based kind of storage is not sufficient. You should take something extra. So that something extra, how the semi-structured and unstructured data can be stored, that concept is being plugged into Oracle by incorporating Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies in this part. In the figure, your Oracle has acquired, means it has not completely purchased HDFS. It has taken the concepts of HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System, and it has taken the concept of NoSQL database and incorporated into it, so that with these two concepts, I am able to store unstructured data. But already I have my clientele who are good and who are very much comfortable with this schema based. Yes, for them, my schema based, whatever the existing technologies, that OLTP, Oracle Data Warehouse, and Oracle BIEE, which are already there, they will be intact. But when the existing clients are getting semi-structured and unstructured data, with the help of these particular connectors, connector for Hadoop, Oracle loader for Hadoop, and data integrator for Hadoop, and unstructured and semi-structured data, they have designed a particular connectors, so which will ensure a switching over technology is being given. Means when I want to process or whenever I want to access the structured data, this particular stack will extract the data from OLTP. When I want to access unstructured or semi-structured data, my Oracle and data integrator will switch over to NoSQL DB and extract the data from this point. So this is an internal working. These connectors are developed by Oracle, which connects both the structured and semi-structured and unstructured data that has been stored in different platforms. So what the advantage that I am getting out of it? Yes, earlier I used it to perform only business intelligence for enterprise edition, means that are tightly coupled with the structured data. By incorporating the unstructured and semi-structured data into my clan, I am able to analyze images, XML, text, graph. So these all are the in database analytics is being provided by your Oracle. Are you getting my point, my friends? So Oracle has taken the concept of big data and its Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies into its plan and developed a particular product, and it is selling the same product to the existing clients who are already using Oracle for storage for of structured data, and to ensure that they also get benefit of storing and also analyzing the unstructured and semi-structured data. Oracle has come up with Oracle Integration Software Solution Stack, so which addresses both storage of unstructured and semi-structured data in that plan. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, quickly, in the same line, just like how Oracle has taken Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies for storing unstructured data, similarly Teradata, which is also a very powerful powerful technology for storing the data and processing the data. Teradata came into it, and it has taken the Hadoop and its ecosystem tools for storing unstructured data, and it has SQL for Hadoop, SQL for MapReduce they have developed, and this particular SQL is directly working with the Astra database. Means, my friends, Astra database is a database which is internally worked with the Teradata. Means your structured data is going to be stored in Astra database, and your semi-structured and unstructured database data sets are going to be stored in your Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies. And Teradata came up with SQL, MapReduce, and SQL for Hadoop for querying and for extracting the data from the unstructured data and semi-structured data that is being stored in this one. My friends, Teradata is always expensive. Why? Because Teradata just will not sell the software product. No. They come up with their own networking and their own hardware devices also. That's the reason Teradata is very expensive. And the firewall mechanism and the connectivity and interconnect networking system, what they adopt has their own algorithm. So they won't publish it out. So they build their own hardware that is capable of storing massive amount of data. So that's the reason Teradata subscription is very high. They don't sell it, but rather you can store it, and they charge per storage or per querying. So that mounts up the cost for the organization. But yes, whenever you want to store a very sensitive data, that kind of data can be stored only in Teradata. Your military data, your health insurance data, your SSN data, most of the organization and most of the banking transactional data, these data sets are being stored in Teradata, because all these data sets are very sensitive. Means they cannot be shared. They have to be stored in a secure way. So that's the reason Teradata comes up with, and Teradata is preferred only when you have certain data which should be stored in highly secure content, and content should not be just distributed like that. So that's about the Teradata content. And once you go with this one, you will be getting the SQL for BI tool, just like how Oracle is giving Oracle BIE for intelligence. The same way it is giving SQL BI tools and analytics SQL apps like your graph analytics, text analytics is being given through content. So when you subscribe to Teradata, you will get common management troubleshooting and support for your product. So this is about the Teradata. Means the main motto of these particular 2-3 slides is that how different organizations which are very much popular and which are already proved in the storage area are imbibing the Hadoop technologies. Next comes Cloudera. Cloudera is an official distribution of Hadoop technologies. So there is Cloudera is is an enterprise. So this means it takes the Apache products, all the Apache open source Apache big data tools into its client, and it distributes it for free. It is an absolute 100% open source. CDH, whatever the CDH that we are using or we will be using as a part of training part, we will be using CDH. And this CDH is very popular and we are going to use that. And it is 100% open source. Means basically Cloudera took the Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies into its client and it is distributing to the market. Means it is publishing the advantages of Hadoop into the market whereby you extract it. So in that core you have Hive, you have different ecosystems like Hive, Scoop, Uzi, Mahout, and View, Impala. So these are the various Apache products which are clubbed together into one unit called CDH, Cloudera distribution for Hadoop, and it is 100% open source. Now you can ask it, when it is 100% open source and when it is giving for free, in what way it is going to get benefits? Yes. So by giving 100% open source, you are ensuring that clients are exposed to this particular technology stack. So when you perform some POC, hey, CDH, we are good and we are comfortable with this. So they are getting that exposure. And when you are getting introduced to that part, so when you want to productionize it, naturally when you productionize it, you won't go for open source or you don't go for a free product. You definitely buy it. Why? Because in production you always want the data to be available and intact. So to ensure the data is available and you are getting the technical support in the right direction, you will be purchasing this. So when you purchase a Cloudera manager, Cloudera will generate revenue. And also Cloudera gives additional tools like BI, ETL or DBMS, these three connectors. So these three certified connectors are there through which you will be generating the revenue. So in that way, your Cloudera enterprises will generate revenue. And moreover, Cloudera is into education field also. It provides a training on big data and its ecosystem technologies, and the certification from Cloudera is very much valid across the IT in the big data area. So in that way, Cloudera generates revenue. Okay, so that's how the Cloudera makes revenue out of it, and this is 100% open source, which ensures the introduction is being given and to the organizations about the technology stack and the benefits that the organization can accrue. Hortonworks. Hortonworks is also one of the distributions of Hadoop. So basically it is called HDP in short, Hortonworks Data Platform. So what are the Cloudera contents that have been given, it is also giving the same thing, but it has got some extra features and the package is very much attractive to the enterprise customers. So what benefit that you can get when you go with the Hortonworks? So you have a data as a services, you have platform as services, and you have operational services. Means these are the three different aspects that makes the Hortonworks very famous. So you will be getting data services means, yes, hey, I have a lot of data. Now let's say some startup company do not have any data, but they have got a wonderful algorithm. To prove that their algorithm is very nice and very powerful, they want data. So they approach HDP to get that data. So at that point they will they will provide data as a services, and that startup organization will work on this particular data set and to means algorithm will be going to test it on this particular data as a services. Now let's say operational services. Let's say data centers are already established. Now I want the AMC kind of annual maintenance services are kind of means every means clusters or whatever the data centers has to be maintained. So that operations are as a service can be done with this. Some of the organizations like in the cloud era, in the cloud computing, platform is also a service. So in cloud computing, platform services are being provided, so that enterprise readiness is going to be provided. The moment you establish, yes, all the content that is required from the enterprise perspective, it will be done. So platform as a service is being provided in that way. So all these three services, whatever we have highlighted, are the nutshell, means the central point is revolving around Hadoop and its big data technologies. Okay. So in this way, your Hortonworks is also an official distribution of Hadoop, and it claims that it has increased the performance and also it made the package more attractive for the enterprise customers. So Cloudera is mostly targeting the medium and small segments. Hortonworks is also into this business, and it has also its own set of clientele. And next comes Mapr. Mapr is also one of the distribution or one of the vendors of big data Hadoop technologies. So Mapr claims that it has increased the original performance of Hadoop to 2 to 5 times, and they have taken the Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies. All the Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies are being taken up, and they have developed their own storage devices, and they have maintained a clean abstraction of networking control system. LDAP systems are being done, and some kind of storage devices is being introduced, which ensure easy, dependable and fast access to the data sets and processing of this particular data by incorporating big data Hadoop technologies is being done. So Mapr is a framework by itself. Mapr is a distribution for Hadoop. So EMC, which is EMC is an organization based out of Boston, and EMC has taken up Greenplum and Pivotal. Earlier, Mapr was not there. Pivotal was into this Hadoop distribution. Pivotal Hadoop distribution was there, and EMC has taken over, acquired Pivotal and acquired Greenplum. Greenplum is a distributed database, my friends. Just like how your Oracle and Teradata are into storage and databases, similarly Greenplum is a distributed database. So that database Greenplum is been acquired. Pivotal Hadoop distribution is been acquired. So they now EMC, what it has done is it has combined these two things together and built Mapr. Built a framework as a Mapr, and Mapr is pretty expensive in implementing, and moreover Mapr is primarily used by major IT giants like in UHG. This Mapr is used. Most of the insurances, health insurance, big insurance, IT insurance domain are using Mapr, and your telecom domain is also using Mapr, like Apple, and if you take AT&T, they are using Mapr into their cloud. And so to name a few, these are the contents which is being there for the Mapr perception. So it all depends, my friends, depending upon your organization and depending upon the revenue that you can spend in the infrastructure cost, you can go with any of the distributions. So Cloudera is a distribution which is targeting medium segment and small segment and startup companies, and Hortonworks is targeting some mid segment organization, and Mapper is primarily means it is not targeting, even it is targeting the medium segment and small segment, but yes, mostly big giants who have their own data centers in their management. So they are going with the Mapper. So that's how the big data and this ecosystem technologies are being distributed and used. So let us quickly go through the use cases, my friends, big data use cases. So these big data technologies can be implemented in various domains like healthcare, retail, manufacturing, telecom, oil and gas, and public services. So even I'm not a well-versed person to explain each and every projects and systems that are there in the domain. So in healthcare, insurance organizations and healthcare insurance are the one where an enormous amount of data is being generated, and the claims adjudications and claims repositories has to be maintained, and in that case you have big data is a best solution for processing the data, storing the data, and giving the right analytics to the data, so that the insurance and insurance organization can design a new policies and a new content, so that the end consumers as well as the insurance organizations can also grow a lot. So in the same way, you have in the healthcare domain, you have clinical decision support system, remote patient monitoring, patient profiling, and some of the comparative effective research. Means wherever you want a lot of analytics that are being incorporated there, big data is the best solution to give analytics on huge amount of data that you are storing. So that's the benefit of healthcare. Next comes retail. So retail is one of the primary focus area, that is in the marketing. So we have cross-selling, location-based marketing, analyzing in-store behavior, and sentiment analysis is being given. So one of the practical studies has proved that by incorporating big data and its ecosystem technologies in Target, the second largest retail in US, North America, Target has proved it. So it has increased its revenue by 5% across US. So 5% of increasing in the revenue in a year is not a small amount. So Target has benefited it by this one, analyzing in-store behavior. So only they have incorporated in-store behavior pattern by using big data and its ecosystem technologies, and they gained, Target has gained 5% revenues. So usually we get to know about this when you discuss in the data scientist topics. In the data scientist contents, they will explain how they have incorporated this one. So which is out of our scope, but yes, by incorporating Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies, and by designing appropriate analytics tool, Target has benefited. In the manufacturing content, my friends, so usually in manufacturing area, you will be following a sequence of steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So you will be following that life cycle, and you will be using that. So whenever you are going through this particular phase, so over a period, lot of data has been accumulated. Now you can take the data and analyze it. So that analysis will definitely give you some insight of how the steps are been going on. What are the steps that you can merge together? What are the steps that you can eliminate, so that you can shorten the life cycle in that particular area? And also by lot of historical data, you can analyze, oh, what is the supply, demand and supply, you can forecast it, and you can effectively manage the inventory in your system, in your organization, by giving this part. So in manufacturing area, big data and its ecosystem technologies are widely used in this way. Public sector administration, my friends, one of the, again I am going to highlight the RFID, the radio frequency identifiers example, that is your toll plaza. So every day, lot of hundreds of thousands of vehicles may be passing through the toll plaza. So toll plaza system will generate huge amount of data over a period. So this particular data set will be helpful for organizations or helpful for government to analyze how many vehicles are being used. At this rate, if the vehicles are increasing, how I should expand the road, and what is the revenue that I am getting out of this particular tool, and what are the service points I have to put in that particular area. So that gives a lot of insight, and locality development, area development, and measures that needs to be taken to reduce the pollution, and so that gives the data, once it is been accumulated, it can be used in multi-facet way through which the organization, public sector organization will know to increase the civic compliances, and area location and area development will be helpful. Last but not least, my friends, oil and gas, yes, you know, it requires a lot of scientific calculations, and implements a lot of permutations and combinations by getting the data sets. So they usually compare the sand and amount of oil resources that were present if the same conditions are prevailing in some other location. So this field has got a lot of data, and they take the data and they will try to identify where exactly the oil resources are being in abundance, and what is the cost that you have to implement before you extract the data, and the recycling process, recycling process or drilling process or operations. So this gives a huge amount of data set, and where big data and its Hadoop and its ecosystem technologies can ensure that work. So we have covered the use cases, we have covered how different organizations are implementing big data, and also how it's Hadoop ecosystem technologies, and we have elaborately discussed about big data definitions in our today's session. And in tomorrow's session, tomorrow means my Monday morning, that is your Sunday evening, we are going to have a session, and we will conclude big data introductory part.
So
and
tomorrow is Friday night, no session, right?
Yeah, Friday night, Saturday night there is no session. Sunday night you will be having a session.
Okay, local
So
time for US, right?
Sorry, yeah, in India, Monday morning. India, Monday morning.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
That is US Sunday evening. We will be having a session. Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions before we wind up the session for today?
Was anyone else recording the session else me? Other than
I'm also recording.
Okay.
So can you please send me the recording, because I got disconnected in between.
Oh, okay. So then I'll have the full session then. I'll stop now.
Yeah, you'll be having the full session. Yeah.
So you can stop recording, and